Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I I love the Grinch. He has got to be probably my favorite Christmas type character, whatever. And I've loved him since I could remember. Like, it's the one thing that every year, regardless of how old I am, I have to watch is that original cartoon, not all the new ones that they've come out with, but the original, like, what was it, in the 60s or whatever, Grinch, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas movie. Like, I have to watch it every year. So I saw this image and I absolutely love it. And I decided that I wanted to make kind of like it could go either way. You could use it as like a wall hanging, you can use it as a tray if you wanted to, but I wanted to incorporate this image on there. So I found this really neat shaped piece of wood at Walmart, and I decided that this would look really cool with resin in it and this image. So the first thing that I wanted to do to seal my wood and just so that I can get a nice coat of paint on here afterwards is I got some Waverly chalk paint and white, and I painted this whole thing white. Now, I especially made sure I paid attention to the inside where the resin is going to touch on the sides, because you can tell that it was like pushed together several different pieces of wood, and I didn't want any kind of bubbles in there at all. So then I thought, well, I didn't want it white. I never intended on it being white. So I decided that black would be the best color for what I want to do. Now, it's the Grinch. Yes, he is in a Santa suit. Does it have to be Christmas only? Not necessarily. I mean, you can do anything with any character that you want and keep it up all year long if that's what you want to do. And I love the saying on it. I think it's funny, and I decided that I'm going to just go in with black and I am going to paint the insides because I'm not going to fill it the entire way with resin, and then the outside on the front, and then the outside on the actual sides of this piece with black. Now, again, going in with this black to make sure that it is sealed really well, so, to prevent all those air bubbles from coming. And then we're going to go along the front and then the sides. And the paint that I'm using right now is Nick Pro's Black Mars paint. So I haven't really, I did the one other video that came out that I used their paint with, and it turned out fantastic, but I wanted to kind of fool around with it some more. So I'm using their acrylic paint for this, and it worked out really well. Like, I only had to do one coat with it, and that was it. And I'm just now mixing up my Nick Pro Crystal Clear Finish Resin. And then I'm going to add some fine red glitter. Now, this glitter I got from Walmart. It's just the ruby color. And I want the back of this to be heavily pigmented, just glitter. I want it to kind of have that shine. Now, it looks so pretty right now. Like, so pretty. And this is what I wanted to kind of have as my base layer. I don't know what happened when this is curing, and I've used this glitter a lot in the past, and I've never had this issue before. But as it cured, it kind of lost a lot of that bright, vivid red color and kind of went a little orangey on me, which I see. You can kind of see it on video, but not quite as you can in real life. So I'm a little disappointed about that. But I also decided that I wanted to include fairy lights in here, and I thought it would be really neat if it lit up. So I had my husband drill me a hole on the bottom of it, and I'm just going to take these lights and I'm going to go along the outside edge of this with the lights, and I'm going to just UV resin them into place. And then we're going to do another layer of resin on top to kind of hide all of the wires and kind of get rid of this oranginess that's going on. I mean, it's not like straight up orange. You can see the red, but along the edges, and I don't know if it's just because the glitter maybe didn't pack so heavily there, or I don't know. I don't know. But it's got this orangey tint to it that I'm just not happy with. So, all right. I measured out, got my fairy lights kind of where I want them. Now I'm just going to go and I'm going to take a little drop of J. Diction's UV resin, and I'm going to push these wires down as close as I can get them to that bottom layer of resin so that I don't have to put like a really thick layer on the next time to hide all of these wires. I'm going to go in with some white after this and clear, and I don't want the wires to be shown, but it's not going to be so opaque that you're not going to be able to see the light coming through, if that makes sense. But yeah, this part was, I mean, super easy. It cured really, really well with the resin on there. And just doing it to act as a glue as opposed to using any other kind of glue, just to get this wire down and make sure that the lights are where I want them. Super simple, didn't take a real long time, and it worked out really, really well. And then if there's any spots that were a little bit higher than I wanted, I just tacked them down with a little bit more of the UV resin and filled up the hole where my husband drilled from both sides to make sure that once I pour the next layer, I'm not going to have a leak there. And then I can just take a tiny bit of black paint, because I made it on the outside. I made it kind of flush with the wood, so I can just take a little bit of black paint and just kind of paint over that, and it's no big deal. Okay, next layer, using the same resin. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of this HTV white mica powder in here, and then I'm going to hit it with about 4 ounces of clear resin to push it out, to get some striations and just break it up so it's not a solid white. I still like to be able to see some of the red go through in spots. It didn't work out exactly how I was hoping. I was hoping that it would I would see more red in it, but it's fine. Gonna go over it with my heat gun now, and then I decided that I think what I should have done is I should have used a little bit less of the white pigment, like as far as the resin goes, and a little bit more clear. I don't think I had my ratios good enough on that, but I was able to kind of push it out. You can still see some of the red coming through there. It's kind of a neat design. And again, it's not the focal piece of it anyway, of this piece. So it's fine. It's fine. All right, now on to my image, and I'm just going to get my carbon paper and I'm going to trace it on here, and then we are going to paint this and just watch it come to life. Like it's amazing. I'm just going to have some music on for right now, and then I will be back at the end and tell you what I did next. All right, I'm back. Doesn't this look so cool? Oh, I love it. I love it. And I love when you pour the clear resin on it, how it just like amplifies it and just, it's great. I love the Grinch so much. He's so cool. Anyway, come back with about 4 ounces of more clear resin. And I'm just going to blow these bubbles out with my heat gun, push it to the edges, and let this baby cure. And then that's it for this, guys. That's it. We're done. I am absolutely loving it. Stay tuned for the glamour shots at the end. That's a wrap on this one, guys. I've got a really cool one coming up on Saturday where I'm going to show you another use for those coaster molds. And yeah, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will see you guys on Saturday for the next one. Thanks for watching. Love ya. Bye.